Hi everybody, it is at Financial Genie, and today we are going to talk about the B word, the word that everybody hates, and that word is budgeting. But I think with a few simple tricks, I can get you a little bit more comfortable with the idea and maybe help you become more successful. So, the trick to learning how to budget is to actually track what you're spending first. A lot of people don't have a handle on their expenses, and they sit down and they say, okay, well, I'm going to start budgeting. Well, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand where your money is going. So the very first thing I want you to do is to actually track your expenses for at least 3 months so that you can get a feel of where your money is going. Now, I'm a huge fan of mint.com. You basically create an online login. You can link your cards and different accounts to it, and it will help track that for you. Now, you may have to go in and tweak a few things, but it really is a great place to start. I've been doing it for well over 10 years, and if you're looking for a software system to help you, that's the one I would recommend. So, once you track your budget, you track your spending, you will sit down and create a budget. And the next issue that people tend to make is they create their budget and then they immediately blow it, right? Like something happens or they get off track and they get really frustrated and they want to quit right there because they just feel like they can't do it. So if you're going to be a budgeter, you have to understand that budgets are not static, okay? They will change every single month. Your expenses will change every single month. You don't pay everything on a monthly basis. Things fluctuate. So as long as you go through this process several months in a row and you get comfortable with tweaking your budget on a regular basis, I think you'll feel a whole lot better. Now, what you're looking for is that discretionary income number. Big fancy word. All I'm talking about is after all of your money comes in and all of your money goes out, is there money left over? Now, we've already talked about the trick to being financially independent is spending less than you earn. So, you want to say, do I have money left over? If I do, yay, what goal do I then deploy that money to? Emergency savings, paying down debt, whatever it is, what goal does that go towards? If you don't have discretionary income or money left over, then you are in a cash flow crisis, okay? And that's a lot of America today. So you have to sit down and review again where the money is going. Now, there's only two sides to this equation, people. Either you have to learn to make more or figure out how to make more, or you have to control your expenses. I think most of the language around this always falls to the variable expenses, right? Like everybody's talking about how much that cup of coffee is going to cost you throughout the year. But I think most of us would have a much greater impact on our living situation and our cash flow crises if we focused on what we call fixed expenses. Your fixed expenses are those big expenses that you have every single month. If you can figure out how to get that expense under control, then you can snowball the positive impacts because you've now implemented a savings plan every single month. Just repressing the need to buy a cup of coffee or repressing the need to go shopping, it makes you make that decision over and over and over again every single month, and that's demoralizing to people, right? We're human. We see things that we want, and if you're constantly having to say no to yourself, it's frustrating. So I'm going to release a few videos that just talk about the percentages of your income that your fixed expenses should represent. Now, in case you're sitting there saying, what in the world is a fixed expense? I'm talking about those expenses that don't change every month, but they also tend to be the biggest expenses. Student debt payments, your home mortgage or rent, your car payment, your cell phone bill, right? Those things that you sign on to pay every single month and are pretty much close to being the same thing every single month. Those are the expenses we want to get under control. So that is it. You have to create a budget. It's not that scary. Create your actual budget or track your actual expenses, then create your budget and be flexible with it because it's going to change. More videos to come on exactly where your expenses should fall in the line of things. Thank you all so much. We'll see you again soon.